Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. So for this episode, I actually accidentally, for some reason my audio didn't record, so this is going to be a, voiceover. So as you can see here, we have Farmer John the Hitmonlee, and Farmer John here, he's okay. He's not like, fighting types in this game, what you can't really do, much better than a Hitmonlee at this stage, other than a Hitmonchan. That would be a lot better. So we just needed to check here to make sure that everything is set, and then, let's see. So we have Craven, we have Zelda. Zelda, yeah, she did faint, but technically the Nuzlocke didn't start until I caught the Pokemon, so now it's officially started. Anybody dies, that's it. And we just needed to heal our Pokemon here, and then we were going to just get going back onto the adventure. So I just need what I did here, because I don't remember everything. I remember some things, like the basic main stuff I got. So we're gonna go up here, and we're gonna face off against the Verde is the trainer name. And Verde here, as you can see, he's a grass trainer. And I didn't know if I think I healed. I was just contemplating, and I actually didn't mean to hit that button there. I needed to actually see if everything was up to date and everything like that. I think I wanted to try to fight the water one, but oh well. So we have a Bayleaf here, and that's going to be the Shadow, and then we have Grimer here. Grimer, tanky, that's not great. We're gonna throw Craven and Zelda here. Our normal leads. And we're just gonna see how this goes. So this fight was interesting. As you can see, the Shadow Pokemon. This fight was interesting. I saw that he had 3 Pokemon. I'm like, oh wait, does he have another Shadow Pokemon? He does not. And I just needed at this point a way to defeat both of them at the same time. And I attacked his Bayleaf with Wing Attack because I thought it would get low enough, and I just went for Confusion for the Grimer, hoping that it would kill. And then I realized that Bayleaf had Synthesis, and this was going to take quite a bit. And then for the Grimer, it was a super effective hit, but it did actually not kill. It did a little over half, and it screeched Zelda, and then I got incredibly scared here. Because essentially if Zelda got hit with anything with it, which is a physical attack, then she was in bad shape, so I had to switch out here. So I switched out to Farmer John. You're gonna see Farmer John for the first time. Go Farmer John! And then, let's see, so we have Craven attack again with Wing Attack. Need to make sure that those Synthesis keep going down, or maybe it won't use it. And, of course, it uses Synthesis again, and that heals it back to full. This fight was very annoying. And then there's Sludge. And that did a lot of damage on Farmer John. I rather would have had a Hitmonchan here, but I guess I can't really be picky with my Pokemon at this rate, unless it's Dunsparce, and then no. So obviously I needed to heal Farmer John because he got a little bit too low, and then I just attacked regularly with Wing Attack with Craven. And I decided to aim for the Grimer, and thankfully got the KO on that. Would have been really bad if I didn't get the KO here. And yeah. So now he throws out Spoink, and here I'm like, oh, great. A Psychic type, and Farmer John's out. So I have to switch back in to Zelda, and then I'm going to hit the Spoink with the Wing Attack, and we need to kill it. And obviously I saw that Farmer John only has Shadow Rush still, because I needed a Shadow Pokemon, or else the game could crash. Well, until I get to the Purifying Post then. But obviously I threw out Zelda here, and I needed her to either not get hit at all, or just live. And Craven obviously goes for the Wing Attack. And wouldn't you know it didn't kill the Spoink like I wanted it to. Obviously I really wanted it to, and weirdly enough, Bayleaf goes for Synthesis here? And then Zelda was hit with Torment, which is not good at all. And then we're gonna I said Calm Mind here, and then I'm just gonna finish off the Spoink. There goes the Spoink. And then it was just Bayleaf left. Bayleaf is a problem right now. Bayleaf is really tanky, really quite bulky, and it's also very, very bad, just all around. So we decided to go for the wing attack here, and then I decided to go for Confusion, thinking it was going to use Synthesis, and I hit the wing attack, and obviously that doesn't happen. And then it goes for Shadow Rush, which... Oh no, I thought... I didn't know if I could kill this thing or not. The recoil damage, if it did over half, this was a 1.5 boosted Confusion, and thankfully it does not kill. It's time to start throwing some Pokeballs. So, here we go. We're gonna throw the first Pokeball on this Bayleaf, hoping to get it, wondering what my grass encounter, well, grass roll will be, and I won't say anything about it until we roll it. And then I think I just called Zelda. Did I call Zelda here? 1, 2, 3. No. I was like, oh no. And then it used Body Slam, and then Craven was hurting. So I threw... Yeah, I Calm Mind, okay. So here I threw another Pokeball, but at the same time I healed Craven. And because I don't want Craven to die. Craven's my main damage dealer in this playthrough currently. Zelda, yeah, she does quite good damage. The problem is that she is frail, and that is really bad to have a frail Pokemon. Yeah, sure, it's good that she can attack a lot, but she's a glass cannon, and nobody likes glass cannons. So 3, and we got it. We got the Bayleaf. Okay, so now at this point, I was wondering, like, okay, well, what's my encounter here? So it's time to roll for encounter. And we'll just that it's a Pokemon that we turned into a fighting machine by artificially closing the door to its heart. No, you didn't! You artificially closed the door to that poor Pokemon's heart? Knowing that's not gonna help you do anything. And then he runs off. And then, here is the point at which I realize I made a mistake. So, their day, and then the other two, the fire and the water ones, you can't fight all 3 of them. You apparently can only fight 1. And then after you fight that one, the other 2 seem to go away. Here, I went over because I remember that the blue one was here, and then I realized that, oh no, I can't do anything else here. That's all my encounters. I went looking for the red one, maybe thinking that they were just in another spot, and obviously I went to the gate because I thought, okay, this may be where he is, and he was not there. Oh boy, this was rough. And so I went in here, and I decided to heal my team up, and then I was going to roll for an encounter, and what I got, I'm not going to say anything like I said until I get it, I'm just going to say it was an interesting Pokemon. And also remember that we only had first day, so here we go, I'm going to the random Pokemon generator, and we need to get out the grass typing, and we rolled our Kanto first, and then a generate, and it is an Oddish. So that was interesting. I thought, oh hey, Oddish, that's not bad at all. And then I realized that I accidentally didn't do Johto. So then we rolled again for Johto, and we got a Bellsprout. Like, oh great, please tell me I don't get the Bellsprout. Bellsprout is not really good. And then we rolled Osh again, and then Sceptile. It would be funny if I got Trico there. Then Osh again, and then a Lotad. Oof, I thought. oof. The best ones out of the bunch are definitely the Oddish and the Lotad, but at the same time, they are not great at all. They both have their own weaknesses, and especially Bellsprout, to where he is quite frail. And so I went for a random number generator, I went up to it, and then it's time to roll a 1 through 3. And I got 2. Yep, we got a Bellsprout. And this is the point at which I was just upset. So we are back, and we got the Bellsprout, and I accidentally forgot to name it. I know you have to name all the stuff, so this one is going to be named Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean the Bellsprout. Yeah, I know. I don't know if I have really a theme here with all the Pokemon. I have Former John, Jimmy Dean, Zelda, and Craven. Very wide variety of names with way more thought process into some of them than others. And some of them I just thought, oh, that sounds funny, let's put it in. But I named the Bellsprout Jimmy Dean, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have him be my Stun Spore, Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, and then I had Vine Whip as the attacking move, because anybody who doesn't have an attacking move is essentially just useless to me. And here we go to the literal useless construction lot, which you only go here to talk to 3 people, and then that's it. You need to go to, I believe it's Pyrite Town, and Pyrite doesn't unlock until you you talk to these 3. You don't even battle here yet. So you will come back here later in the game, but not currently. So obviously, as they're talking, they we learned that, oh, well, they just need to clean up the site, and then we're done, then we can go. Well, that takes quite a bit of time. I don't know how long this game is in, like, you know, real world time, but, like, I mean, it's quite a bit. And then after you talk to this third person, I don't know if you even have to talk to all 3 of them. You could just talk to 2, maybe. The third one may be optional, but I don't know. I'll look that up, I guess. But then Pyrite Town unlocks. Yeah, it literally was a useless location, for now anyway. I don't know why they forced you to go there. It would have probably been a little bit better if you were to go there later in the game, but not just for, like, off a whim, because then people are like, oh, this has some significance. And here we have that sweet Pyrite Town music, which I love so much. And we have an officer talking with a criminal here, and yeah, the officer is very trusting, even though he really shouldn't be here. And I was like, well, okay, I know that you can get your one and only ghost type here, so I decided to go for the Mischievous Trainer. I wanted to find out if there anybody else would shadow fight me, and I got 2 more fights in here before I stopped the episode. But the interesting thing about this is that I was like, well, okay, this is my one ghost. That's it, unless, you know, there's another ghost type, but it's not its primary typing, which normally doesn't happen. I mean, I don't think actually there really is any, I don't know. But here I was like, oh, there's a trainer here, he'll probably have a shadow Pokemon. And so I got ready to fight, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, we're fighting now. And Chaser Calda would like to battle. And I was like, oh, okay. He sent out Sentret and Tailo. I'm like, oh, okay, who's the shadow Pokemon? Is it Sentret and Tailo? And I threw out Craven and Zelda my leads again, and just touch. Nobody is the shadow Pokemon, and I saw that he had a third one in the back. I'm like, oh, it must be the one in the back. So obviously I focus on one with both attacks, and Sentret barely doesn't die. And then Taylor goes for Growl. And I'm like, well, please don't hit. Kraven, and it forgot that in Double Battle, it hits both Pokemon at once. Now, for Zelda, that doesn't really matter much. For Kraven, yeah, that kind of hurts. And so the Sentry's down, and it's time for his next Pokemon. And I was like, okay, well, what could the Shadow Pokemon be? And he threw out a Hacklocke. And I was like, wait, a Hacklocke? And it's not a Shadow Pokemon. This guy apparently doesn't have the Shadow Pokemon, which really surprised me. I thought that I was gonna get something here, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, isn't there, like, in the square or the circle in Pyrite Town, isn't there, like, 5 trainers here that have, like, shadows? So apparently I looked it up. There is more than 5 here. There's a lot more than 5. But that's not what I'm pointing you to. The point is that apparently it's a circle. The 5 trainers in the circle all have shadow Pokemon. And that was when I realized, oh great, that's, I have to now go back down to the square, and I may have just wasted some, items and stuff. So, Zelda almost died here, so I retreated. I withdrew Zelda, and I went for Jimmy Dean, the, man, the myth, the legend, and just used Kraven's wing attack, and I believe I finished off the Hacklocke. Yeah, just need to get this Hacklocke out there. He hit actually quite hard. Hacklocke did to Zelda. I know Zelda's defense isn't great and all, but he did hit quite a decent hit. And here, Kraven could learn Endeavor, but I hit no. Because if I'm on low HP, I'm not doing the Focus Sash Endeavor quick attack thing. And then Halo's Peck did, like, absolutely nothing. And it was just the Talos, so I just wing attacked it. And I think I went for... Yeah, I went for... Vine Whip? Or Poison Powder? Yeah, I went for Poison Powder. Alright. And I'm like, okay, Jimmy Dean, it's time to prove your worth. It's time to prove your worth in the Land of Titans. So Kraven's attack goes first. And needless to say, it did a lot of damage. I knew that Vine Whip could not kill, so I was like, okay, Poison Powder, and then it missed. Jimmy Dean, why? You missed. Here I decided to go for Poison Powder again because it literally made no difference. The fight was over. GG, my dude. Yeesh. That was, Whoops, you were better than me. I thought that he had a shadow, and I would have loved a shadow there, but he didn't, and in doing so, I had to go back to, I think it's wow, I can't even remember the names of the towns. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go to my items. And I noticed that I was running low on Pokeballs. So I needed to go out anyway. And I was looking for my money, and then I don't realize that my money is actually under my profile, and I just thought that I didn't have money. When I now realize that, oh yeah, it was in the PDA, I just didn't notice it. And so I went out, and I was like, okay, I need to go to a shop. Fennec. Okay. I needed to go to Outskirt in order to get Pokeballs, and I needed to go to Fennec to heal. And here begins the slow walk into the Outskirts stand to buy Pokeballs, and then back to Fennec in order to just heal up, and then go back to Pyrite Town in order to face the trainers. Normally here, I don't think you'd be having much problem, but since we're in a Nuzlocke right now, it hurts whenever you get damage. And also in this game, since catching is literally the main mechanic, it really hurts whenever you miss a shadow. So I needed Pokeballs, but at the same time, I have to be careful. And I don't know why I didn't go back to Fennec City there. I I guess that I just thought, oh hey, I'll be fine. And I thought that this guy, when you came back, has a shadow Pokemon, so I super potion, which I shouldn't have done here, and then I potion Craven. Again, I literally should not have done this. And then I talk to him, and I see the same dialogue, and I'm like, well, okay. And this is where I'm like, oh wait a minute, does he have the shadow Pokemon? And then I was like, oh, he doesn't have shadows either. Well, where are they? And then I went up and I talked to this guy, thinking, oh, hey, does he have it? And obviously, no, he doesn't. Like, well, I thought there were like 5 shadow Pokemon in the outdoor area, and I went all searching, and I didn't know where they were. I'm like, there's that guy. And then I came up here to this circle, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this circle. And then you get some dialogue from C2 here, and obviously also I will have another episode out tonight as well to make up for my audio, because I actually wanted to upload this last night, and ended up just not working out. My audio didn't record. That hurts. And then I'm like, okay, he has these 5 have shadows. So it's time to figure out, like, which one this is. And obviously I was looking for the Mischievous, but I didn't expect to get it on the first go. Like, oh, wow, I got my only ghost type on the first battle, which I didn't really want to, because Zelda. And I was like, well, okay, this may be really tough. I don't want Zelda dying. And obviously, Mr. This is Shadow Pokemon. This is the one of the only things about the game that I truly remember, and I will never forget, that Mischievous is the only ghost type in this entire game that's a shadow. And I needed like something, so I thought, oh hey, Jimmy Dean. Because maybe he has, like, the superior special defense. I thought that Hitmonlee would not have, or Farmer John, would not have enough defense in order to actually survive this. So I went for Craven and I attacked with Wing Attack. And it does not kill the Skitty. It does a little more than half, which I was excited about. And then Mischievous had Shadow Ball, which incredibly deadly move at this stage in the game. And then Skitty went for Growl. And then this is where all the stuff of this battle just started going downhill faster than a can that is filled with soda. And this point, I start to get incredibly worried. And I think about switching out, I believe I do here. Yeah, I switch out Jimmy Dean, and in hindsight, that was a very bad idea. Farmer John comes out and like, okay, well, if Mischievous attacks Craven, then that's good, and I attack with Wing Attack, and it does not do it because of stupid Growl. And then Mischievous goes for Shadow Ball again. It was aiming for Jimmy Dean, and then it does that. Farmer John is in a danger zone, and then his special defense spell. Skitty goes for Tackle, and it also attacked Farmer John, and will Tickle. And then I was like, oh great, well, now I'm screwed. So I'm just gonna heal Farmer John, and then I'm gonna get Craven to attack. Because I knew that if I switch back into Jimmy Dean dies. And if I switch into Zelda, Zelda's definitely dead. So I had to hope that he could tank a hit from the Mischievous. And here comes a Zigzagoon, which I was like, a Zigzagoon, okay. And here comes the second Shadow Ball from the Mischievous, and it was a critical hit. That's the first death of the series. Farmer John sadly sacrificed his life so that others may live. And he will always be remembered. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, the first death. Jimmy Dean, my man, you gotta get revenge for your fallen comrade. And Here comes the part of the battle where I really get scared because I do not want to lose the only Shadow Pokemon that I have caught so far. Jimmy Dean was it. I did not want Jimmy Dean to die before I could get a Victory Bell, which I can get a Weepin' Bell, I believe, and Victory Bell is a Leaf Stone? So I don't know, like, what we're gonna do for stones and stuff like that, but, Victory Bell, I was like, well, okay, at least it has some better stats, but I needed Jimmy Dean to go into a Weepin' Bell, and obviously, the Mischievous went for Confuse Ray for some reason, and I thought that this was actually a very good thing. And I called the Bellsprout, and obviously Jimmy Dean didn't care, and I went for the Wing Attack with Craven, and it did that. That bad. And then Mischievous goes for Shadow Ball on Jimmy Dean, and it does that amount of damage. And at this point, I start to get really worried because I'm running out of healing items. Jimmy Dean may die. I may lose both of my Shadow Pokemon already. And that's not good. So, obviously, I attack with Craven, and I get a crit, and it's red. And I go for it goes for Shadow Ball on Jimmy Dean again. And he still lives. At this point, I'm like, I have one Super Potion left. I am throwing this Great Ball. And to Jimmy Dean, I heal with a Super Potion. I'm thinking I have to heal with the Super Potion. And I threw the Pokeball, and I hoped that Jimmy Dean may live the day. Yeah, it failed. It went for Shadow Ball again. Jimmy Dean lived. And I knew that if this did not work, Jimmy Dean was as good as Jimmy Dead, and then Zelda would be in the hot seat. If Zelda died, I would be down to just Craven versus, well, and whatever ghost type I got. And I didn't even know if I would get the ghost type. I could just incidentally waste all my Pokeballs, and here we go. Like, well, okay, this is it. If this doesn't work, Jimmy Dean is dead. If Jimmy Dean has any plot armor, this will work. And I got it. Like, he lived! He lived! Jimmy Dean lived! Like, the prodigal son lived! Jimmy Dean! And, here's where I was like, oh my gosh, I got my one ghost type. I did lose my fighting type. But, I found out that there's one a little bit later on that I think I can get a fighting type for. From what I remember, I think I can get another one sooner or later. And I ran back to Fennec at this point because I didn't know where the PC was in this town, and I didn't want to go anywhere else that I had not been before. And so, I was like, well, is it in here? And obviously, this is Duncan. And I ran back out. And it's like, well, okay. I'm like, that's fortune telling. That's not the PC. That's not what it stands for. I'm going back to Fennec. And go back to Fennec. It's time I heal up. And then I wonder what ghost Pokemon I will get. And we already know what I rolled for Gen 1. We flat out already knew. But can you take a guess at how many times it took me to randomize on the Ghastly? Because I did roll. I did roll to see just how many times it would do the Ghastly. Take a guess right now, or comment below how many times you think it took me to get that Ghastly. You will see in a minute. This is the ceremonial berry for Former Dawn. And Goodbye, Farmer John. You didn't do anything, but you made sure that everybody else lived. And I was like, okay, we got more. We get more shadow Pokemon, so it's time for me to just to place it into box 3, which is the sandbox. And it's time to roll our ghost type Pokemon. And I was wondering what I would get, and obviously I healed all the rest of my Pokemon. And then I saved, and I was thinking, okay, well, if I get a Ghastly, that's not actually really bad. That's not bad at all. And if I get Duskull, that's not a great one. And if I got a Misdreavus, then I was in it. I was like, well, okay, it's all right. It's Misdreavus. So it's time to figure out what I rolled. And I went to Kanto region, and I went to the Ghost-type Pokemon, and look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before I got the Ghastly. And then I went to Johto, and then I rolled for Johto, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was like, okay, Ghastly, and I'm like, oh yeah, Misdreavus. And then the 7th one, I got Misdreavus, and then the Hoenn one, you can honestly understand that I didn't know if Sableye counted because it's not his primary type, so I rolled again, and I ended up getting a Banette, and I was like, well, if I got Shuppet, and I got Dusclops, and then Shedinja, I'm like, no, and then Banette again, and then I got Duskull. And I was like, oh, great, this is not great if I get a Duskull. So obviously I went to the random number generator, and I was like, well, okay, if I get a 3, this is gonna be incredibly bad. And I went to the random number generator, and I typed in that 3, and I got the number 3. And I was like, okay, it's a Duskull. I got myself a Duskull. I got probably one of the worst. I didn't know how to feel about this because I mean Dusclops in this, and then after doing that, we finally got we got Hagrid the Duskull, and then we renamed Bellsprout to officially Jimmy Dean. So at this rate, I was like, well, okay, we have Hagrid, and then he has Confuse Ray, Astonish, Shadow Rush, and Disable. Disable is the main reason that I was like, oh wait, level 30 can learn Disable? Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm not about to have any more Shadow Rushes. And he's my only ghost type, so I've got to make use of him. And then we go out. Wait. Have my dog again. So we go out, we go back to Pyrite Town. And go to Pyrite Town. And it's time to do one last battle. So I decided, I was like, okay, well, which one do I want to do? And then I thought the one with the top hat and in pink looked a little bit off place from the others. So I did her. And I was like, well, okay, what Pokemon does she have? And it's a really good type that I got. Straight for Diogo. And Flaffy and Shroomish, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Flaffy. I get an electric type. Now Flaffy is interesting. I knew it had Thunder Shock, so I kind of had to tread very carefully here. I did stick in a turn in order to make sure that my Raven stays out on the field. And I needed to get rid of the Shrooms, because apparently she only had 2 Pokemon. And I decided to Confusion the Flaffy just to start getting some damage on it. And wouldn't you know it, he barely lives for some reason. And Effect Spore takes the cake. And Thunder Wave failed, which is good because, well, the reason why is because he's poisoned already, and I went for Confusion because I thought that Craven could just kill the Shroomish. And then it goes for a little attack, and it did 9 damage. well, okay, that's fine. And then Craven gets hurt by poison, and I think, oh, great. This is bad. I'm gonna quick attack the Shroomish, and then I'm gonna Confusion the Flappy. And we're gonna see how this ends up. And Shroomish is down. Shroomish is down. That's the big thing. Shroomish is finally down for good. And then I was like, well, okay, we have the last one is Flappy. So Flappy, I went for the Confusion. Well, I went for the Calm Mind, so because I didn't want Zelda getting hit with any Thunder Shocks. And guess what? It had Thunder Shock. And I was right to do the Calm Mind. That was a wonderful play. The best play there. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm afraid that if Craven dies here, so I think I'm going to switch out Craven. And so I do. I'm going to, I believe... Yeah, I try Hagrid out. And Zelda, I just go for the Confusion on the Flappy. I'm afraid Craven will die to a super effective Thunder Shock. He will definitely die to a critical hit Thunder Shock. And that would not be good. So I go for Confusion here. And obviously it hits. And it does barely more damage than what it was doing the first time. Then it goes for Thunder Shock again. And it hits Zelda, and then she's in the danger zone. And I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this this anymore. I'm gonna go for Astonish, and then I'm going to switch out Zelda for Jimmy Dean. And both shadows are out, so here comes Jimmy Dean to save Zelda. Not Link, Jimmy Dean, everyone. Jimmy Dean saves Zelda, not Link. And here we go, the Thunder Wave. And it hits Hagrid. And at this point, I got really worried, because Hagrid, I needed a Hagrid, and he hit the thing, and I got Astonish on the field, and I was like, okay, I've got to throw a Pokeball, or else this is really bad if he gets hit. So I throw the Pokeball on about half yellow, and look. 1, 2, 3, caught. Oh my gosh, I got it. I got the Flappy, I got the electric type, we won the battle. Oh my gosh. This was the best thing that could have happened. No deaths. And then I was like, well, okay. It's time to go see what electric type I roll. And I was reading dialogue on here, and like, you know, Shadow Rush doesn't do any, is not super effective, nor is it not effective. So I run back, and I realize that Craven's taking poison damage, and I was wondering how long Craven had before Craven would die, and I'm like, well, okay, let's see how much damage it does. And it's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I check Craven again, and yep, it's doing 1 damage per move. And I run back, and I think I was afraid that like he was gonna die, so I think I did a potion. I'm not sure if I did or not. I can't remember. We're about to find out. I was like, run, we got a Pokemon emergency here. And I run to the counter, and I made it. Craven's safe, and I get my electric type. So the next thing I was gonna do is I was gonna see just how long it would, like, what electric type I get, because I got, it's time. Yeah, I was like, okay, it's time to roll, see what electric type I got. That was a pretty good fight, and well, I will let my still self here. So let's see. So we got a Kanto, and I roll electric, and I get Electabuzz, which I was debating if this counted or not. And technically, it did kind of count in Gen 1, and I'm like, okay, I might have to talk with Neo about this. And I'm like, okay, I'll roll again to see what I got. To see, like, if it's not Electabuzz, then what? And then I was like, okay, I'll roll again. And Magneton, no. Voltorb, and I'm like, oh great, a Voltorb. I really hope I get something better than a Voltorb. I'm like, okay, Johto region, what do I get? And I rolled Elekid, and I'm like, oh, okay, well then if I get that, then the Electabuzz thing is pointless, and I get Raichu, Pikachu, Electrode, and Magnemite, and I'm like, oh boy, that's not good at all. So technically, if I get the Electabuzz, that's what's wonderful, and I got a 2. So that means I got an Elekid. So the whole thing that I was going to talk about is literally pointless currently. But, oh my gosh, I got a Elekid, and this is where I've decided to end off the episode. So thank you all so much for watching. This has been a voice-over dubbing of my non-audio episode 2 of the Pokemon Hacklocke, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!